Welcome to the Sales Strategy Bootcamp with Romeo Mabasa. In this episode, we look at the importance of product strategy. The first question that you need to ask yourself as an organization or a small business is what or who informs your product choice. Whether you build the product or you source the product or you become a reseller, who and what informs that product choice? You need to ask yourself which market or industry and the customer profile that your product will service, and spend time with your team understanding those dynamics so that you can build the type of pitch that you need to take to that market or industry. It's also very important for you to understand who else provides the same product within the market that you are trying to service, more so also the industry that you're trying to get into. Because to find out the market is flooded with the same product, you are not gonna make a lot of money unless you really have a compelling case as to why your product is the best and unique. As a business, it's very important for you to define your ring fence, to know where you want to play into, which industries you're going to go into. In the next slide, I discuss the difference between the blue and the red ocean strategy. Some examples to help you get started. This is a book called The Blue Ocean Strategy by Chan and Renee, and I recommend that you get it. As you can see, the difference between the red and the blue ocean strategy. In the red, you are playing in the existing versus uncontested. You have to beat the competition in the red versus the competition is irrelevant in the blue. You have to exploit existing demand while you create new demand and so forth. So the question is, where do you want to play? This might sound like a cliche, but it's important for you to know your product's full capability, full functionality, and know what solutions it provides. That way you are able to define your unique selling point, and that's your USP. Without this, you will not be able to differentiate between your product and the competitor's product as well. One of the biggest mistakes that salespeople do, or business people do rather, is not thinking about the next phase of the product iteration. And what this means is that after you sold the one product, what else should the product be doing in the future? Are you interlocking and working with the product development team to know what they are working on so that you can start positioning it? One of the questions that any organization needs to ask themselves is product vision, where you ask yourself, what do we want this product to be when it grows up? What impact should our product create? Because what you don't realize, you will be selling in the future. And if your products are known to make an impact, then the future becomes brighter. If you really believe in the quality, the impact, and the change that your product will bring, it's very important to create some of the most amazing campaigns to be able to create your own go-to-market strategy. And one person who has really been good at that is Sir Richard Branson. When he launches something, he goes big. The impact is felt worldwide. One of my favorite pieces or exercises to do is what we call competitor profile matrix, or CPM. You need to know who your competition is. You need to know what they do well. You need to know what is their staying power. And if you can, also understand how much of the market percentage they own, so that you can then go back to the drawing board and create something compelling for the same market. One of the exercises you need to do as an organization or as a small business is to understand who the top players are, and you need to understand their staying power, and you need to understand their market share. Who is the big player in the same market that you're entering into, and what makes them so powerful within that market, and what can you do to start chipping away in that market share. One of the most important aspects of running a successful business is visibility, and part of this is to create a marketing plan, work with your marketing team to create a progressive marketing plan, which means you will keep adding, as you get information from the market, you will keep adding trends, customer feedback and all that, keep adding so that you get better and better and refine your offering. I have already mentioned this to say it's not about selling a product and walking away from it and just depend on customer feedback, but it's all about thinking and remembering that your product will make an impact and it must set you up, for the next product. And so, of course, you are a business that needs to grow and not stay in one place. Part of building a successful business is by the time you close a sale, you already think about the next product build. To say, we've sold them this part of the product, but then identify more gaps within that customer to start doing the next iteration, the next phase of the product to grow your business sustainably so. And of course, Twitter, Instagram, Maromza, that's my handle, and encourage others to subscribe to this channel because we keep posting new, fresh, weekly content.